Whoa, what's going on, everybody? Holy shit, that was pretty crazy. What do I have up on? I have the dark pool levels for the SPY. Now, why is that so freaking important? Because yesterday, as I showed everybody, 41168, where we hung and what we was attracted to, was a key dark pool level. So when we look at the dark pool levels today, and I've got some other important things to share this morning, so please stay with me. But when we're looking at the dark pool levels, it used to be every $2.50 was a new level. So you'd go 413 and a half, then you'd go 417. Understand how close the dark pool levels are right now. So you've got the dark pool level, which was at 411.68 yesterday, is now 411.38. Now there's a new dark pool level, 412.41. So understand, let's just talk about the ranges between. Okay, so you got $1, $1.03, $1.03, $1.03, $1.03, $1.03. Holy shit, $1.03, $1.03. Do you guys get what's happening? These are walls that are in place. So when I explain to everybody that we're trading a more narrow range, and you've heard me say this for 14 straight days, okay, you've got to be in and out of a trade. You've got to be a stock picker, not just ride the market, because the market's not shooting up or down. In fact, if you look at the 5-day range of the market, it's pretty stable, but it looks a little bearish. Points I wanted to make to start off. We've got a lot of stuff going on today. Tuesday, let me just go to it. Let me get rid of the SPY real quick, and we'll talk about the ranges. But please understand the level or the tightness in the market right now. So as we consolidate, the market can either break higher or it will break down lower. Okay, I already know my expectations, and I'll explain those in a minute. But first, today we have consumer confidence data, we have new home sales data, and we've got GDP for the first quarter. That's a lot of data dropping today. Now, this is where I tell everybody, wake up, understand why I am here, okay? Nearly, and this information is provided by Credit Karma. Here we go. Nearly 1/3 of Americans have a net worth of $0 or less. I'm not sure how you have net worth of less than $0, but nearly 33%, 1/3 of Americans have a net worth of less than zero. Okay, more than half of Americans don't even know how to calculate their net worth, and 30% of Gen Zs care more about celebrities' net worth than their own net worth. So wake up, let's understand why I'm here. Now, I'm not here giving out free money, but I'm here to process, diagnose the market, and hopefully help you understand, especially if you're day trading, what's going to go on today. What am I looking for in the market? At what point do I enter? Because if you're one of those traders that enters at the market open, you're probably in trouble. You probably get fooled a lot. You probably take a lot of losses. So again, 1/3 of Americans have zero net worth. Zero. Now, here's what I want to show you, okay? And I made this posting to Discord, okay? Here's your 5-day chart of the SPY. Now, you can see where we are right now is towards the bottom end. Now, we've only been on that bottom end 2 times in the past 5 days, and understand we spike up from there. So will today be any different? Well, the point is we're trading a freaking range. We've hit 413 once on April 20th, okay? Other than that, we seem to max out around 412.50, maybe a little higher. So how would I use that information? How would I plan my day? Okay, well, there we go. It's a great question. I love to ask myself questions. If I say we're maxing out somewhere around 412.50, then I know this dark pool level of 19 billion, which is the largest dark pool level, should act as resistance. So I tell myself, if the market or when the SPY gets up to 412.50 and I'm looking to get into puts, right? It might not be for the SPY because I just showed you various dark pool levels that are only $1.03 away, meaning you can see support. You can trade a very narrow range. However, if I can find a stock, and I'm going to talk about stocks on my watch list, if I can find a stock that's been throwing up on itself lately, right? Throwing up on itself, and we find the top of the range at 412.50, and I know the stock is throwing up on itself, then I can get into puts on that stock and watch it go down. All right. Now I mentioned stocks like that. I mentioned Alibaba, right? I mentioned Alibaba. When it finally turns around, will be great. But what did I show everybody yesterday? Alibaba just goes lower and lower each day. It's like 1.5 to 2.5% lower each day. And people are like, well, I want that 1,000% banger. Alibaba's expensive. It's not going to get me the return I'm looking for. It's going to make you a positive trader. Okay. If you find a stock that goes down day after day or a stock that goes up, I mentioned the gap. I mentioned Exxon or other oil companies running hot into earnings, right? Exxon hit an all-time high yesterday again, 118.59 or something like that. Ridiculous. I mean, if we're going to world recession and China and Russia are getting together and these oil companies are cutting, oil countries are cutting production, then I get it. But it doesn't make Exxon. I mean, all these companies, it's a little ridiculous to me. Again, I can't wait for those companies to turn around. They are on my watch list. Exxon, Chevron. So let's just see where the market is. Okay, it's staying the same pre-market. I thought maybe with that data drop, we'd see a doubling of one sort or the other. So that the SPY was down 0.4%. I thought maybe by this time, 5 minutes into after the numbers are released, we'd see like 0.78% or something like that. Or we'd see a flat market. And I'd say, okay, well, shit, they're buying the dip. They obviously like that. Okay, so other comments to make for today to help improve your trading with consumer confidence. I mentioned the everybody's net worth is basically zero, right? Yesterday I mentioned I thought the SPY would go to 409.52. Guess what happened pre-market this morning? 409.52. Okay, I don't know why that shit happens pre-market. It'd be so much better if it happened yesterday. What are we doing? I'm just looking at the SPY again. 5-day chart ranges are narrowing in. We haven't passed 413 in a few days. Back on 420. I guess we saw 413. Again, we were coming down from 415, which used to be a very small supply zone. Okay, here's my stories from yesterday. FRC, right? The small regional bank. They've got cash equivalents of 13.16 billion. Estimated was 3.62. But what happened? All their deposits went away. Bye-bye deposits. What happened to the bank after hours? Now, people were talking this bank up, right? It moved from 12 to 14, 14 to 16. I heard these gurus saying, yeah, this stock's going to pop. I heard other discords talking about this stock's going to pop after earnings. We're looking for 30% to the upside. Well, you got 30% or 20% to the downside. So on our Discord, I like to share data information. I don't like to make a decision for you and say everybody's hopping in this. Now, we've had some successful days when we first started out when we were doing that, but the longevity of that is highly unlikely to last. So what do? We give you the information, the data. Now, I'm going to show you off again. I got to show this off again because this actually impressed me this morning. Hopefully you guys understand why it impressed me. So we offer all these things on Discord. So I'm going back because I want to see where my postings were from yesterday. And what do I see? I see something I've never seen before. So he's doing Apple predictions based on AI bots. I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't even know we had that, right? Then we've got Walmart predictions based on AI bots. So my point is this gentleman is looking up codes that I didn't even know existed that we have on our platform for free. Now he's looking at AI predictor for Dollar Tree. I got it. So basically, I'm looking for my stuff, and I'm like, will he just stop projections for McDonald's? Okay, you've got simulated projections. There are almost so many tools to use. Dark pool trades, nothing because it was too early in the morning. Top flow, right? Yep, top flow. So we're looking at the top flow. What most active? Visa has earnings this week. Meta has earnings this week. Chevron, Exxon, earnings this week. End of the week. Run up potential before earnings? Possible. Big movers. So he's looking at the big mover chart. Okay, Roblox to the downside. We did see that, right? They were off 4% yesterday. You could look at what's moving to the upside. You could tell yourself, okay, well, man, does it have momentum today? Well, GM's up today. I guess if I want to be bullish anything, maybe it's GM. If I want to be bearish anything, I already mentioned Alibaba. There are a couple other Chinese stocks. Here's AT&T. After AT&T dropped off earnings, it bounced back as all stocks do, right? And then it dropped more, and it's probably at a lower clip right now than it was right after earnings. You can look at big movers. Anyway, there's all this stuff here. I was trying to look for my stuff that I looked up yesterday, and I'm like, oh, here it is. Okay, Netflix pretty much in line. I was looking at the algo flow. I just wanted to make sure there was no divergence. What do I look for? When the stock price is up here and the algos are down here, then I know they're going to come down and meet someplace in the middle. So I look for bullish or bearish divergence. Again, I was looking at the net flow, things of that nature. But the point was that one individual probably had like 20 searches. Well, you could do that without paying extra. Yeah, do your homework. Whatever stock you're looking at or option you're looking at, you want to look at the heat map. You want to look at where the big money is to help you. If you're just playing stocks and options, especially on your own, you're completely missing out. We're providing you the tools that all the institutions are using again. And everybody on Twitter has these, they're like, hey, join our service, pay $150 a month. We're like $35 a month. And we offer a lot more, including live trading. So yeah, we're not claiming to be like all stars, but we're providing you the tools. So if you need the tools, come aboard, join Discord. Okay. So what else did I want to say? Let's just get into it. Let's answer any questions if you guys have any questions. If not, I'm going to talk about stocks. I'm going to talk about the ranges of the SPY, what I'm predicting for today, and we'll kind of go forward that way. Let me just see if I get my screen up now. It's not working like that. So let me remove this, and let's get the SPY up there. Where's the SPY? Here we go, SPY. Boom. Let's add it to the yard. Add it to my stream. Boom. Okay, let's make me small. Okay, here we go. So here's the SPY. Okay, what do I have back? I have the 4-hour back. Now, what does this do? It takes us back to early February. Why did I leave this up? Very easy. You can see we're at 411 pre-market here. Okay, let's just go to the top end of the excellent. 415. So we've been trading 415 or under, okay, since the beginning of February. Remember the highs in February? The highs in February off light volume. So what am I doing? Okay, well, the lows are right in here, right? Early March, here we go. Mid-March, here we go. Heavy volume. What happened? We turned around, pushed up. Now I'm just analyzing the chart right here. Heavy volume. So it tells me this level could be sustained, but it followed off with some heavy selling, profit taking. So I'm looking at this level as kind of the top side. Where's this level happen to be? About 412. Shit. Where have we been stuttering? Right around 412. Anytime we get a little higher, what do you see? I see volume. I see an outflow day, right? 2 more inflow days, back up, heavy volume, outflow day, okay? It usually doesn't rotate this. We used to get 4 in a row, 4 in a row. Now it's extremely choppy and we're range trading. So the fact that we kept topping out, and I call this consolidation, it makes me think we have 2 things once we consolidate, okay? 2 scenarios. Number 1, earnings shock everybody and the market explodes. Or when the buying finally gives up and we're sitting at this consolidation level, then we're likely to drop. Okay. And when I say drop, I don't mean like 350, 380 on the SPY. I mean, we're going to go down and visit that 400 psychological level. Yeah, that's only 3%. What? 3% lower. It's going to happen though. And then from there, people are going to be like, okay, why did we drop? We dropped off earnings. So people will say, earnings so far, companies that have reported, and we have like 42% of the S&P companies reporting this week. But so far, earnings have beat on average by 6%. Okay, that's great news. Earnings year over year are down on average 27%. Well, how's that possible? Earnings came down, but they beat. Yes, because analysts reduced their earnings estimate. So Apple used to make, let's say, $10, a share. Okay. They reduced it. Okay, well, pandemic, this, that. Okay, Apple's earnings estimate will be $5. When Apple comes in at $6 and beats by 20%, people are going to be like, Apple beat by 20%. But really, year over year, if they went from $10 to $6, they're losing 40%. So their sales or their earnings would be down 40% year over year. Now, that to me is troubling. There are beating companies. They're companies, and again, companies are beating at a high rate right now, average 6%, but their earnings are coming down. So when you zoom out, and again, people on Wall Street aren't stupid. They see the same shit I am. I'm just explaining to you. And again, Wall Street sometimes takes 2, 3, 6 months to catch up. They understand, but if they're riding the bull wave. So again, when I showed you the chart and I'm showing you rejection over and over and over again, if we happen to break through, to break up to 415, then yes, we're going to 422. If we break 415, I'll be hella bullish. I'll go to 422. I'll go to 425. However, if we stutter here, it's not like we're going to go down because people are being told buy the dips, right? Institutions buy the dips, hedge funds buy the dips. There's so much money out there. Actually, hedge funds are short this market so heavily right now. It is ridiculous. So when I talk about I'm a bear for a reason. I think like a hedge fund. I work for the hedge funds. I work for big money. I'm here to educate you, to make you better traders, to give you tips and little secrets for a retail trader now on how to improve your trading skills, to talk about specific stocks that I see movement in that hopefully you can see the same movement. And again, educate yourself. Okay. So, yeah, like the stream, people, so we can get more. Yeah, everything's analytics. Thank you so much, Pablo. You like the stream. You make comments. You're here hopefully for a reason. I mean, generally when you guys watch, y'all stick around. So I made a comment on Webull the other day. Maybe it was taken the wrong way, but I mentioned that I had like over 16,000 followers, how happy I was. But actually, I wasn't that happy. I'd rather have people watch the stream. I'd rather have people watch my tweets, watch my drops, look at my posts on Discord to help them improve themselves in the market, because they're all time sensitive, right? I don't care if it's 16,000, 100,000, 2,000. If all 2,000 were like learning and improving their skills every day, I'd be in like utopia, man. I'd be in heaven. That'd be awesome. All right. So, do you look at reports to base your decision on the SPY up or down, or just technical analysis? It's both. It's both. I mean, I try and simplify things for everybody. So when I look at technical analysis, I'm basically drawing out the ranges, the boiling bands, all that other good stuff. I'm seeing where the shelf volume is. So anybody that doesn't understand that, when stocks get up to a certain point, there's shelf volume, meaning people will sell into that point. So when we looked at Apple in the past, it used to be 140, 145, 151, so that you knew when the stock hit that level, it would reject and come down and consolidate a little. So that's what you want to look for, basically, when you're looking at stocks. But yeah, I do both. It really depends. And the worst thing about me is I'm just like everybody else. I'm human. I look at all these things and then I just jump in. I have such FOMO that I sometimes now, do I think people are buying the dips on Tesla? Heck no. I mentioned that yesterday. I would be staying the heck away from Tesla unless I was going to be bearish on it. And again, you're paying a lot of money for Tesla options, and there's not that much movement. I think yesterday's day range was 7 points. So yes, if you call the absolute high and I'm a bear on Tesla, why am I a bear? Because I'm a bear on all these earnings companies, especially Amazon. Let's talk about, Google probably has a forward PE of 20 to 30. Apple's is probably 28, their forward PE, even though earnings are going to be single digits or even losses next year. Amazon's forward PE is 75. If Amazon disappoints at all on earnings, I think it's going to get ripped lower. So we'll see where that is. Yeah, that's where you're coming from. Okay, good. Am I holding any puts at the moment? Yeah. So officially, I'm holding 9 Netflix puts because I'm waiting for Netflix to drop. I didn't pay very much for them. My average is still getting crushed in those, and I'm holding some SPY puts that I got into before market close. Lately, on any spike, and we saw a spike towards the end of the day, what was it, 3 o'clock, 3:30, something like that, I grabbed some, SPY puts. Now, here's the frustrating thing for everybody, and I'm going to let you know what I get frustrated about, and maybe you experience the same, and maybe we can improve upon that. So here it is. I'll say the market is going down. The market will gap down. However, I was looking at Netflix pre-market this morning, and I don't pay that much attention to Netflix, and I think there should be some downward pressure. And I can see blatant manipulation on it. I can see Netflix went from down 0.69% at 4:30 a.m. when things are getting rocked. Yes, things got cut in half. Should still be down 0.332%. That's fair value. But I could see manipulation. I saw 3 large buys this morning, and that's telling me from my old days working for these hedge funds that somebody's got a position there that's bullish on Netflix. So how does that change? Well, it changes by market sentiment. If the market is going down, which I think it will, I believe all stocks, even if your stock is outperforming and looks golden, if the market's getting down, it's going to pull your stock down with it. Now, I mentioned this because Netflix yesterday, I went to sell it on one of my small accounts, and the option that I entered into, again, at $36 yesterday was up to 61. Then it went down to $55 a contract, and I put in the sell order, and Robinhood told me that small account, which is for my ex-wife, would be PDT. So I had the choice to sell it or not sell it. And since I have multiple accounts, I sold it. And what did I do end of day? I re-entered. So if Netflix is up this morning, again, it's going to be disappointing to me, but my average is a lot lower. And then I got into SPY puts. I mentioned 412.50 rejecting, 412.50 rejecting. In fact, I mentioned 411.68 was a key number yesterday. If we look at the dark pool levels today, you'll notice the dark pool levels have completely changed. If anybody looks at the dark pool levels on the SPY, and again, I just mentioned this before, so we'll do this one more time, and then I'll give you my final day prediction, and then we'll wrap it up and head over to Discord. So let me just see where the dark pool levels are. Let me see if I can share that real quick. I'm sure Carlos will put it on my screen because he loves me so much. SoFi dark pool levels. Okay, so here we go. Here's the SPY dark pool levels. And if you're looking at a company like SoFi, you have to understand dark pool levels are like 6 million, 10 million, 7 million. They're pretty small. So understand $70 million, $100 million position could totally, change that. All right, so here are your dark pool levels. Now, what I was pointing out is it used to go by $2.50 per level, meaning there were large ranges. And if you could move 2 levels in a day, that would be amazing. The SPY would move 5-6 points. You could definitely make a great options trade. Now, it doesn't happen like that. That's why I'm telling you, in and out. You get 20 27%, 25%, 30%. Secure profit, wait, and do it again. The ranges are so narrow. It's $1.03 every level. So 414.47, I don't think we're going there. 413.44, if we were going to hit on the high note today, I would really look for us to reject right around there. But again, the largest level at 412.41. If this turns into support, then shit, the market's got to go higher. 412.41. And again, we're sitting pre-market under that. I don't think it's going to be support. I think this has been rejection. But if the level of rejection at 412.5 ever turns into support, we will be in big trouble, meaning the market will shoot up. Now, if you're on the positive side of that, that's great. And if I see it break through, I'll get in and out. Now, the reason I sold those Netflix options yesterday and then entered again and today is I saw, and I was out with my daughter, had a doctor's appointment, but I saw that the SPY broke through 411.68, which I mentioned was a dark pool level yesterday, a large one, and it was holding as resistance. In the morning, it was support. When we broke through to the downside, it was resistance. So I was looking and I expected us to stay under 411.68. When we went above that, 411.80, I said we're going to 412. When we went to 412, it wouldn't have surprised me if we went to 413. We did not. We closed the day at 412.63 on the high end. Not surprising to me that we're gapping down because, as I showed you, we're trading a tight range. So again, SPY prediction today. Okay, let's bring up the range again. And the SPY is sitting pre-market what at 410.81, so close to 411. Okay, here we go. So I will make my prediction for today. I think we're going to trade. Yesterday, we traded a very narrow range. It was about 3.5 points. I think today we will trade the same. Again, there's so many more dark pool levels here that I'm thinking we're trading a narrow range these days. Okay, so if I say on the high side, I'm going 412.41 plus or minus 20 cents. Let's say plus. So let's just say 412.60 on the high side. And on the low side, we're only going maybe 3 points. So just under, I'll say 410 flat. Okay. 410 flat on the underside. And on the high side, now 410 flat. That's too narrow of range. That's too narrow. I got to give it a little more. So we'll go 412.65 on the high side. It's got to be 409 and change. It's got to be this 409.32 number. So yeah, on the low side, 409.32. Now I hope we break down lower than that. I hope the market pulls back to something that's logical and makes sense and rational. But again, I'm not trading with emotion. I'm just trading with data and information that we're providing here on the Discord. So what am I looking at? Again, I'm focused on the dark pool levels because they've been holding their own lately and they've been showing support. So again, if I think we're going to drop, I'm looking at 409.32 and I write down all these numbers pre-market. I just carry this with me. So I know when we're trading in between a range, I know exactly what I'm looking for. So the numbers I'm looking for, 409.32, right? Under that 408.29, but I'm focused on 409.32 because that's a large level. 410.35. So people will say 410 is the number. No, it's 410.35. 411.68 is now lower. It's now 411.38 and 412.41. Now I do say at each level, you can go plus or minus 10, 20, 25 cents. So even if we break lower, it sometimes takes a minute or two, and I watch the 1 minute to confirm. So that's how I trade. I look at the levels. I've got the numbers written out. I pull up, trading view, and I'm looking at the 1 minute chart and I'm looking at volume. Okay. When I see a spike in volume on the 1 minute chart, I give it the 3 minute chart. When I see the 3 minute chart and it confirms for me, then I say, okay, this is the trade I'm going to enter, but I don't enter into it right away. Well, I do because personally I have FOMO, but sometimes I don't enter it right away. Sometimes I'll wait for it to come back down or go back up and I'll get my put position. Sometimes I grab one option because I have FOMO. And then when my one option is down 20, 18%, 20%, 15%, 12%, I will then buy my full position or what I was going to originally buy. What does that mean? It means I'm buying it on sale. If you're going to buy something for $1, you buy one contract, it goes down to 82 cents and you were going to buy 20 at $1. At 82 cents, it's still not the right way to enter into position, entering it all or nothing. But if you were going to buy them all at $1 and you're getting a 20% discount and you really like that position and you were planning on doing that, then you basically saved yourself money. So a little more risk there. What's up, Cheek? How you doing, dude? All right, you got a plan here. Anytime there's a good plan. Third day to my 1% plan, started this month with 100, going to turn into 9,000 in 12 months. Yeah, I mean, the math works. You're talking about 1%. As long as you can day trade, you're using a cash account, your $100 can enter into a trade. You bought a SPY call at $100 and you sell it for $105. That's actually 5%. Okay. So you're looking, if you're doing a trading challenge like that, you're looking to show as much patience as possible. In fact, I wouldn't trade your account if you're making one quick trade, option trade a day until the afternoon. That way you see the pattern. Do you think we might break 409.70? Yeah, that would be awesome if we did. FOMO is the small account killer. FOMO is a small account killer and over leveraging your account. Meaning you have whatever you have in your account, $1,000, you go in your first position, $50. You get upset, it goes down to 40. You buy 10 more. Now you're in for $450. It goes to 20. You're like, mother effer, I'm going to buy 40 more contracts. Then you look and you're in for $860. And here's the catch. At $860, you say to yourself, what's the last 140? It's so freaking cheap. It's like $10 a contract. Let me buy 14 more contracts. If I'm right, I'm going to be rich. And then what happens? The 10 goes to 9, goes to 8. You say to yourself, I'm not going to sell it yet. I'm not going to sell it yet. It might still pop 7, 6, 5, 4. You might sell it at 4, but some of you hold on. And then the bid is 0 and the ask is $1. And you're like, I can't even sell it. The ask is $1. I'll take that $1. I've got 93 contracts. That's $93. I'll take that $1. And you can't do it because no one wants to give you $1 for that piece of turd that you're holding right there because you just blew up your account again for like the third time. Looks like bear on the 15-minute. Again, I don't pay too much attention to pre-market after hours, but I will tell you today, and I was going to share this with Discord only, but I'll share it with you guys. You guys are here long enough. Give me thumbs up. How about that? The point is, I looked at the 5-day chart. I see a downward slope. Yes, it's psychological. Nothing's going to drop off the face of the earth. But then I see what they were doing pre-market. And we used to see the same things on run-up, right? Futures would be ripping. We would come down. We'd drop to flat. And by the end of the day, we'd be up where futures were ripping. So let me explain. Futures were ripping down, all right? Of course, they're taught buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. But again, I happen to think we're going to see that 409.54 level today. That's how I'm trading. I mentioned yesterday, what would we see yesterday? I said we'd see a spike, then maybe 10, 20, 30 minutes, a dip. I happen to think we're going to see the same thing. Now, will the market recover? Because yesterday was a nice, clean recovery. I didn't think so yesterday. But again, I was on the sidelines. When did I get into puts? Around 3:56 p.m., 4 minutes to market close. Where'd market close? 412.63. Where are we right now? Oh, I get so excited when I look at some positions. 410.71, anything under 411, I'm happy about. What will I like to do? Okay, I'm in a put position. What am I going to do? I'm going to sell it open. Why? Because when it bounces up to 411.50 or something like that, still down, right? From 410.71, I'll take my exit on 410.71. Maybe we get 5 cents here, 5 cents there. I don't care. I'm securing profit. And then when it bounces back up, and again, it might take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I will get into a similar position. Now, here's the catch. If the market drops, and we have one of those disastrous days, then yeah, I'm doing this to myself and I'm killing my account. I'll be like, oh my God, I could have got $500 for those options I sold for $108. I'm such an idiot. I had 20 contracts, but I won't do that. So yeah, everybody have a great morning. I'm headed over to Discord. Please join me there if you'd like. Oh, Romeo is live trading today.